Hello and welcome back to Fairweather Trains. Today we're going to have a quick look at one of the pillars of my roster of engines that unbelievably somehow has its 50th birthday this year. You can see the box on the screen there, and the one we're talking about is the one at the top left, the Black 5. Now I am trying to get all four of those locos on there, and I do have the Evening Star and Oliver Cromwell. I still don't have R550, the Black 9F. I do have a couple of 9Fs, but not that particular one, so I'm always looking out for that one. But today we're going to be looking at the Black 5. As I say, it's its 50th birthday this year. I think it's in November. We'll have a look at the paperwork in a minute. So let's get it out and have a look in the box. It is a striking box though, or a striking cover. Quite impressive. But it still has all its original packaging. And you can see there's an unopened packet there of a couple of extras that you can fit, or the instructions rather, to put some nameplates on it. Let's get that in the middle, that'd be better, wouldn't it? And some numbers. Here's the original instruction sheet. And I don't know if it will show up, but the date at the top there is the 13th of November 1974. So that's when it will be 50 years old. But this paper's all still in very good nick, as you can see. And of course, being the silver seal, this is the one with the Fleischmann knockoff motor in the tender, which is a really good motor. And I don't know, there seems to be various stories about why they stopped using it. Either a cease and desist from Fleischmann, or they broke the tool in. I don't know what's true, who does. And then tucked down the side here, if I can get that bit out, still on the sprue, are some vacuum pipes and the little part to fit if you want to fit their name splasher. Never been broken off. And there is the lovely Black 5. I would imagine the Black 5 would be Hornby's best-selling engine, except maybe for Flying Scotsman. But everybody wanted a Black 5. As I say, this is a tender-driven version. Like all of these, the tender cover is a bit loose because the clips are broken. Just take the rest of the box away. And in there, behind the weight, is the Fleischmann style ring field with a lovely metal plate and proper brass screws holding it together. You can see the gearing down there with the brass worm. Very nice, but obviously a pretty much complete copy of the Fleischmann one. It's a shame these clips are broke, but I won't ever glue it on. It does sit on a little bit loose. Anyway, there she is, 50 years old. And it does run quite well. But we'll have a look. The detailing's not bad for that time, I think. Well, probably really good for that time. And I'm aware that this had some issues compared to the prototype with, I think it's incorrect wheel spacing, driving wheel spacing, and incorrect valve gear as well, I believe. I think I read somewhere they nicked this valve gear from Britannia. But no matter, this is one of their iconic locos, Hornby. But as you can see, the lining and the printing is all still pretty much pristine. And this is not a shelf queen. I do run this, maybe not very often, but it does get run. And this one is in good order. So we'll just give it a run. I mean, you don't expect the running qualities of a new engine, do you, with the really good slow speed and all that. But it don't do too bad. It's not even too noisy. Try over the points. This must have been great getting this for Christmas back in the day in 1974. No problem with the pickup, and they do get better, or they do run better the longer you run them. As you see, I'll just take this out of the box. It's a shame they couldn't stick with this motor when they were doing tender drives, because it's a good one. It's a really good one. It may not be the most detailed thing, it may not even be prototypically correct, but it's got a place in Hornby's history. Excuse me for the cough there. And I do wonder how many of the current Hornby, or Bachmann for that reason, or for that reason, will still be running as well as this when they're 50. They may well do. I probably won't be alive to see it, but they may well do. I had a much later Black 5 that was loco driven, and that did not run as well as this. In fact, I sold it. It was a bit quieter, but it didn't run as well as this. Could have just been a road one, of course. It's hard to believe that that is actually, well, come November, this will be 50 years old. And of the three pictured on the front of that box, this is the oldest. The other two are younger by only around a month or so. They were both, I think they're both dated January 75. So we're just going to send that round. I mean, it's never going to run as well as that, which is a Brava or Brava, which is a fantastic runner. I need to change some points, that's what's going on here. Can hear her coming round, here she comes. Well, that's a successful lap, despite the best interference from the bloke who operates the points, i.e. me. Really, 50 years old, and it still runs as well as that. Probably as good as the day it came out of the factory, I would think. And of course, British made. This is not one I will ever sell. So it's not exactly a shelf queen. I do run it. and it's an absolute beauty, and I'm very happy to have it. I don't know how often these come up in this sort of condition. I haven't got a clue. I think I was lucky. It's not something I've had since I was a child. I had one, but it sort of disappeared like a lot of your kids' stuff does when you leave home and grow up a bit. But yeah, this is with pride in my collection. Not that I consider myself a collector as such, but I do want to collect those 4 on the front of that box. Just the R550 at a reasonable price to complete all 4. So I just wanted to have a quick look at the Black 5. One of my favourites that I've got, and one that I should always keep. Let us know what your thoughts of this one. Did you have one of these? Or was the inaccuracies a bit too much for you? Be interested to know. So thanks very much for watching. That's all I wanted to show you. Let's move it off.